Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the After 90 Minutes podcast with your host, Graham Fisher, local soccer academy owner, One Up Soccer, and host of the pod. I got my co-host back with me. Who are you?
Mateo Reyes, 12-year-old, plays for Southwest United. Today we're joined with Victor Loturi and Will Akio once again.
Welcome, guys.
Yes, thanks,
thank you for coming on. We got a big one.
Always.
The bros. How you guys doing? Back for, so Vic, you're back for 3 days?
3 days, yeah. I leave on Saturday, so.
And Will?
I've been here for 4 days now, so 3 days left. I leave Saturday as well.
Touch.
Yeah.
So, Will, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah.
For those that didn't see our last episode, make sure you check it out. Will plays his pro football in Scotland for Ross County, and he's on his way to the South Sudan national team to try to qualify for the AFCON. And Vic, big news from this guy. 2 days ago, got recalled to the Canadian national team. Let's go. Tell me how that felt.
Nah, of course, as a kid, like, you dream about playing in your national team.
Yeah.
Of course, I never really, like, knew how it was going to happen. Like, of course, the Canadian team, how it's growing now, but nah, I'm in it now, so I'm just grateful.
Good for you, man. Congrats. And that's the second call.
Second one, yeah.
Hoping for your first cap.
I know, I need that, bro.
First game.
Gotta be patient, but it'll come. It'll come. We'll speak about that first. Let's just run it back. So we have both of you at Ross County as brothers. We'll speak about that later in the pod. But so Vic, in the since I've seen you last, you've gone from Calvary to Ross County in the Scottish Prem. You just avoided relegation in a crazy two-legged fixture. Called to the national team. It's been a big year for you.
Yeah, like, obviously, during the season, you don't really, like, think about it like that, right? So when you say it like that, it's very big steps for me.
It's mad.
For my, like, career, so, nah, like, it's been mad. It's been a mad year, especially this year, how we've went from top 6 the year before, so me and Will expecting to come in and, do the same thing, have an impact on the team. I still think we did, but, like, just the way
Sometimes
the year
how
was going,
football goes, huh?
Yeah. So, nah. And then this past, month with relegation and everything, like, at the club, everything was fine. Like, everybody was still believing. So, even when we won, it was like a relief because, like, we know how good the group is. So
Yeah.
I think everybody, like, from before, like, even the month before, like, everybody believed and everything. So it was calm, like, vibes, everything.
Before we speak about that, let's run it back even a little bit further. I remember watching you play a game for Cavs, and I think it was one of your first appearances. And I remember I hit you after. I was like, mate, like, you had, like, I don't know. I think I gassed you in some sort. Said you had a good performance, and I had a feeling that that you'd go on. And we spoke about last pod about, like, how good of a springboard the CPL is for local Canadians. So take us back, Vic, with you signing for Cavs, kind of being patient there, getting your games in, and then take us through that, like, progression from there to Scotland and then into the national team.
Yeah, so I'll even say before that, like, when I was up until, 8 until 16, 17, I was playing CNS, probably one of the smallest clubs in the city, right? So me, like, in my head, I'm not really, like, thinking about professional football. I'm just, like, enjoying it with my boys.
With Will too, right? Yeah. And Martino. Yeah. Shout out CNS, man.
Yeah, we did it.
No, but yeah, so CNS, I'm just playing for fun, And of course, like, I can see I'm a good player, right? But I'm not really thinking about the professional level because I'm just enjoying it, just playing with my friends in that. And then it was, half 16 where I was, like, conversations with, like, Jay and Tommy to come to the under-20 program, right? So I was like, why not? All the boys at CNS are done because they're done high school. So I decided to go for half a season, and then I signed Cavs. So from there, I wasn't really expecting much my first year, like, at all. So the games I played, I thought I'd done well. I played about 5-6 games. So it was a good experience to see the level. And of course, when I got comfortable and comfy, like, I knew I could play at the level. I just had to be patient.
Yeah.
And then the year after that, I went to university. So I did 1 year at MRU. So I stopped my professional football for a bit, and I did school just to, like, have a backup plan in my head back then. I seen Will go to school, so I was like, why not just try a year? I can't lie, it was not for me. I can't lie, it wasn't for me. So,
but you tried it.
I tried it.
Yeah,
and I knew.
Yeah.
At least if I try, then
yeah, and it's still there for you. Like whenever you want to go back. Yeah.
Did your homework as well?
Yeah, I can't lie. He's
Crazy.
doing all my.
Will used to use homework.
All my homework. So yeah, and then the year after that is when I had like my breakout season. So before the season, I was in talks with a couple of the CPL teams. So Tommy, like, he wanted me to come back, so I just said, yeah, why not? Back in my city. So, and then that was my year where I did my thing, right? So had a good year, played almost every game except for one.
And how old were you at that point?
I was, what was I? 19, turning 20. So
yeah.
So I done well there, and then the year after that, I had 10 more games before I went to Scotland. So I knew already I was going to Scotland like before the season. So I can't lie, like I was just here with my friends, just enjoying the last bits before I go back. So
yeah,
I played 10 games, 11 games it was, and then moved to Scotland. So yeah.
Before you moved to Scotland, when you were balling out for Cavs, did you see this guy in the crowd?
I can't lie. I'm sorry, I didn't.
You know, like
I don't remember a lot of things. I can't lie. So
he's focused on the football. You know what's the section? Tell him about the section that you're in. What's it called?
What section are you in?
109.
With all the like the foot soldiers in there, he's in there. He's in the mix.
You know that there's the corner where the players come out.
Yeah.
There's two sections.
Yeah.
The one section like all the hooligans.
The foot soldiers.
Foot soldiers. And next to that, before that big row ends, is 109. I sit in that first row right there, bro.
I can't lie, I don't remember.
I'm a day one Cavs fan.
Is it?
Bro.
Yeah.
You've been for like you come all the games,
bro.
or most of the games.
I went to like the friendly game. I went to the first ever friendly game.
That's where we played. We played your team. That's where you played for us. Yeah.
Football supporter.
I was there.
By the way,
Did you watch the game with Valor when I was playing? When I was there, and we beat them 3-1 or 3-2. You know.
I remember.
Remember that game?
3-2.
3-2.
No, you don't talk about that. You don't talk about that game.
I don't think he wants to be here anymore.
So you haven't seen the episode with Will and Bims yet, but one of us, I think it was Teo, brought up the miss. But what we didn't bring up was that wonder goal, by the way.
Okay, fair.
Marty,
that
run that through this one, please. Wonder goal. How are we gonna talk?
This guy called me up for the miss.
Yeah, how are you gonna talk about his miss, but don't talk about his wonder goal, man? That's crazy.
I have a question for you. What were you thinking with that miss? I was like, yo.
That's mad.
That's cool though.
So then, so you touched out in Scotland, and then a week later, Will comes.
I think it was longer than that.
Like 2 weeks.
It's been 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, so
2 or 3 weeks. So I didn't know that I was coming. Mine was like super last minute. I was the club's last signing, the 10th and last summer signing, and my agent is just like, Ross County want to bring you along with your brother, like right away. So within like 2 days, I flew to Vancouver, got my visa. 2 weeks as soon as they came in, I was on the next flight straight over there.
And what's mad about that? I think we were talking, Will, because you two have 2 different last names, Akio and Loturi. When you went to the same club, Ross County, they didn't know that you guys were brothers.
No, like we had to like tell them and like kind of, so it was interesting.
What is the chances of that? How did
even in the change room, like they're like, oh, I think we're signing this player, and like they're talking about Will. I'm like, bro, that's my brother. So it was like nobody knew. It was weird. So it was funny, honestly. But
that's crazy. No. Why do you guys have different last names?
So I think like because me and my older brother, we were born in South Sudan. Yeah. So it is. Like, I think it's just part of culture. Like, everyone has different last names. Like, my mom and my dad, they have different last names as well, even though that they're together.
Okay, so it's a culture thing.
Yeah, it's a culture thing. So once we moved to Canada and we had our 3 younger brothers, David, Victor, and Alex, they kind of just kept it natural and, kept the same last names for them 3. Nice. Which is my dad's last name, Loturi. But, yeah. That's like the first question everyone asks us.
That's
like,
mad. So Will touches down and then you guys are like, oh, like you're like my bros here. And they're like, what?
Yeah,
they're like all tripping,
and they couldn't believe it. They're like, "Oh my god, you're playing with your bro like in Europe, like it's a big deal."
Even like the coaches as well, like they were like they didn't know. It was crazy. I was like,
yeah, like but playing with your bro is one thing.
Yeah,
but like because maybe like package deal, let's sign them together. Yeah. But to sign 2 separate players,
so rare,
and not know that they're brothers is crazy.
That's good.
How was it like kind of being out there, like having? We got Will's view last episode. How was it like? Having because you spent like a month or whatever alone, and then having like your big bro like be with you.
I don't know for him, but for me it's when I was by myself you don't really do much, right? You just chill, like you don't do much. You're not bothered to do anything. But I think for me, I liked it better. So because we do things together.
Yeah,
like,
we can just do anything
Just
together.
have, yeah.
just to have him
You know
there.
what I mean? Go get food,
Cook
just
for
hang
me.
out.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you.
For me, I can't lie, I'm lazy. I can't even lie.
Yo,
he's
that's what he
lazy.
said in the last
Yeah.
podcast. He
No, he's-
said,
he's
I
the-
was doing all Vic's laundry. I was doing
Okay,
all
no, the
this.
laundry's a lie.
No, laundry's not
That's
a lie.
cap, right?
The laundry's a lie.
Laundry's not cap, bro.
Laundry? You never did my laundry. Come
Bro,
on.
how many times have I taken out your laundry, put it down there, like set it up, and then it just throw it in your bed? Like, and then, you know?
He also said that he made you
Cook,
like
but yeah.
clean his toilets.
Can I stop?
Yeah, that's what I
Guys,
say.
don't listen
Don't
to
violate me.
No, but the food for sure. Food is like,
No, like,
Yeah?
cook. I
Can you
can't lie,
cook?
like, cook me?
Well,
Well, yeah, Will can cook. Will
I
can
can cook anything, but
big
Vic
bro,
can't cook.
big bro.
Can't even make rice.
I can't.
You can't
You got your
make
cousin in the
can't
background
make
laughing. Tofa, man.
Swear.
You gotta help these guys when they come back. Oh, that's crazy.
No, but yeah, for me it was good for me to have my brother there. Like,
Yeah.
especially like first getting there and settling in, like helped so much. So it was easy fit to come in.
Yeah.
So tell us about the season. Like you had Celtic Park, Ibrox, obviously playing Celtic, Rangers, a massively different culture. Tell us about like the season as a whole in Scotland.
I would say when I first got there, those are definitely the first two games I'm looking forward to. So I think that was my first start against Rangers. Was it?
Rangers, yeah. Rangers
Ibrox.
away.
We got battered 4-0. I can't lie, but it was crazy. Like the first thing I realized was like the walkout and like all the fans just getting up,
Yeah,
like,
screaming, like,
like
it's nuts.
so loud. It was
How
crazy.
many supporters were at the game, you think?
Rangers is 55.
50,
I think it was
55?
55. It was fully packed. So I
fully
think it was
packed.
55 at Rangers, and then
Celtic
Celtic
was
was
like 65.
60. But yeah, the atmosphere was mad. Like, of course, like when you're playing, you don't really hear it, but like when you before the game or like when you go for a throw in or something, like and you just look for a second, it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
so loud.
You don't feel it, huh?
Like nah.
I feel like with you, hey, with this guy, like when you used to watch him at Cavs, like obviously silky player. But one thing that impresses me about you is like it's very clear. And I think we were talking about it last time. Like it's very clear that you don't change your playing style when there's like more pressure. And for a midfielder, that's massive, right? Because I was a
Yeah, yeah.
midfielder as well.
Yeah,
like
it's different.
sometimes for like an attacker or like someone who plays out wide,
Yeah.
you can like get hyped up and like
Yeah.
maybe make more runs and like faster runs.
Yeah, so
but you
yeah.
have to be calm as a central midfielder,
to.
especially you play like you play in the eight,
Eight,
so
6
kind
or
of
eight,
box
yeah.
to 6 or 8, so box to box. So
Yeah.
the risk, you have to be way less risky.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's something with you, like you're a silky footballer, but it was impressive to see like watching those games how you didn't let it get to you.
Yeah, I don't know if for you as well, but for me, it's like, I don't know, the bigger the game, it's like the more calm I feel.
More calmer
it's
you are.
weird. Because I think you're more focused, like, and like you don't really think about it. You're almost like thinking more about like your touch to get it right, or you know what I mean? So that's just
Yeah.
me, but I don't know.
Well, I've got a question for you, Vic. So I think most youth football players, like, they all dream of playing somewhere in Europe in one of the top leagues. And so going from Atco Field to the Celtic grounds, like, how does it feel, like, with all the people around you?
I think it's more like the build up and like before the game, but like I think when I'm playing, at least it feels the same everywhere I play. If I'm playing for a men's team or if I'm playing at Celtic, that's just I feel the same every single game, honestly. So I think it's just like my mentality going to the game. I think if you have like the same mentality, like I think every game should be like the same how you see any game you play in.
And like not preparing that different too.
Nah.
Like I see in players sometimes the big games and they like change their whole preparation.
Like-
They'll stop like for me before a match, I like
Yeah.
to be like loud and like
Laughing,
jokey
jokes,
and like
yeah.
that's how I like to be,
Yeah.
you know? So as soon as everyone around me is like very like different, like let's say one game we're joking around, then like
Yeah.
you're all serious, it
Yeah.
kind of like would throw me off. So it's like I feel like you have to prepare the same.
That's like me. Like
like
before a
wrestling
game,
back.
I'm not even thinking about the game. I'm just like joking with me, like in the
Just,
cast,
like,
just
laughing and
laughing,
stuff,
like
just getting ready.
only get like proper like switched on is when I go for the warm up.
Warm up, yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, it's like-
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah. But like your mind is loose.
Yeah, just
yeah.
vibes,
It's
honestly.
Big Al on our team.
And then
It's like Big Al.
I have to tell you this, but this one guy on our
tell
team.
me.
Tell him,
One guy, like one of our center backs, before the game, he's just like so wired, like 5 Red Bulls, 5 bananas, just slam all of them and like go and throw
Throws
up
up,
sometimes,
like-
throw it all up, and it's just like his ritual. And he's sitting there like this, just ready for the game,
a
and he'll just
madman.
go out and
You know
just
that?
destroy
What's that thing
everyone.
called? The
Is he Scottish?
criminals.
Scottish lad.
Yeah, Scottish. And then they do like what's that?
the salts?
Like the
Like-
salts.
Oh, yeah.
Smell
And
it.
he'll just like
He's like this. He's like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like it helps him.
Those
Some people
ones.
people need to get ready like that, and he'll just go out and just smash everyone. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
cool.
mean with positions, though.
Yeah,
it's like
different.
if I was a center back, I don't know if I'd go that crazy, but it's
No,
like I'm
but
gonna go like
you
I'm
got-
not thinking before the game like I'm gonna go and smash someone. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly,
It's
yeah.
more like I'm gonna try to be calm on the ball and like
Yeah.
get it ticking. So, you two had Will, you were telling me about like one of your first games where you guys played together and you were assisting
yeah, it
each
was,
other.
yeah, the first game.
How
yeah.
you said like you didn't even have to look and that you knew where the ball was
Yeah,
coming.
you
Like
just pop
that's
it over the top
crazy
of
how
the
you guys
ass,
can
so-
kind of go ball out professionally in another country and just
Yeah.
like kind of have those like roots.
Yeah, I think that was probably the first game we played in a while.
That was
Ever
like,
since men's league, yeah, but that was like our first game we played together. No, that was a really good game. Victor scored. I got a few assists and stuff, and it was just sick to just do that with my brother and stuff. So
Good way to start, huh?
good way to start. And then did my knee right at the end of the game and stuff. That was
on your birthday as well.
on my brother's birthday as well.
It was your birthday as well.
Yeah, and it was my first game.
You forgot to add that one in.
Yeah. So,
Life of a footballer, man.
but no, it's amazing. It's honestly amazing to play with Vic.
So then, the year before, you said you guys the Ross County finished like top 6, and then you guys had an up and down season and ended up in the relegation battle.
Yeah.
So then you had to play a playoff, a 2-game playoff, one home, one away,
Yeah.
against a club
League below.
in the league below.
Yeah.
Championship.
So tell us about that. Tell us, we want to know that whole story because we were following it here, and it was absolutely mad.
Nah, so yeah, the first game was away. So first 8 minutes they score a goal, and I'm like, there's no way, right? So 5 minutes later we get a red card. So I'm like, oh my god, there's no way. Like we can't let it go after this first game. So the game ended 2-0. Should have been like 4 or 5-0. I can't lie. Like they were onto us, and like we're so tired. I'm
Just
dead,
shell-shocked.
cramping at 60th
Yeah.
minute. Like we have like only 5 subs on the bench as well. So to come out 2-0 was like huge for us because we knew like full strength we're gonna beat this team 100%. Like so we go into the second leg and
At home, right?
home, yeah, at
Okay.
home, yeah. So first 20 minutes we're on top of them, not really like creating much, but like we're on the front foot and we know something's gonna come. And then right at the end of the first half they score to go up 3-0. So
Yeesh.
I'm like,
Dagger.
there's no way.
What was your thoughts after that? Don't lie.
Oh no, my thoughts I'm like, yeah, it's done. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm
Yeah.
still playing hard, but
Yeah.
like, it's done. The game's done.
3-0.
So
We
being
only have
honest.
45 minutes. Yeah.
And then so second half, we scored our first goal. What was the minute? 70?
71.
71. So first goal, we get a penalty, VAR.
And it wasn't even like a penalty, man. Like it was just luck.
I think they're like, I don't know how they gave it, but they gave it.
Okay.
And then so we score 3-1. A minute later, we score 3-2, and I'm
20
like, okay,
seconds.
we're gonna score again. We're scoring again.
100.
So what is it? 90 plus 2?
90 plus 3.
90 plus 3. Score. We tied 3-3, and bro, it was crazy. The fans were just
Went
everybody
mad.
screaming,
Yeah.
mad, and then we get into extra time. We have how many subs? 4,
have
5,
4 subs.
4 or 5 subs.
Let's talk about halftime as well. What they were doing halftime.
Oh my god, yeah. So at halftime, they're up 3-0, right? So we're walking by. Of course, we go into our change rooms. As we're talking, like for our game plan second half, they're playing music in the other change room.
We're going up.
So they're like, they're playing music, just disrespecting. And I kind of like, this team was like, I thought they were very disrespectful, like throughout the 2 legs. Very cocky, like so naive, just cocky, just always just talking shit in it. So
Yeah.
I was, like, everybody was just so cheesed, right? So for me, it gave me a boost at halftime. I was like, they're playing music at halftime. I was like, I bet, like, let's see if we can bring this back. So we score the 2 goals, and then the 90th minute goal, we score, and I'm like, we're going to win the game 100%. So go to penalties, extra time ends, go to penalties, and luckily we won. So, it was a crazy game. That was crazy.
3-0 down with 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's wild. Tell me about the celebrations.
I can't say much.
We'll leave that one there. But like with the crowd and that, and
No,
like
it was
with
great.
the
It was
like,
nice.
All the fans came on the field at the end of the
Oh,
game,
yeah?
and like all we're all like dancing. They're picking us up, and it was cool, man. It was a great experience.
You don't forget that, huh? Yeah. I've heard a lot of players speak about the feeling of staying up and not getting relegated compared to like winning the league. It's almost like more emotion because it's like you have like that joy, but also that like relief.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the last thing you want to do is obviously get relegated as a footballer. Yeah. It affects a lot. So yeah, I think I don't know which player it was I was watching, and he said he was happier not getting relegated than obviously winning the league. Like it's a crazy feeling, right? Where it's like a lot of relief, knowing that you're going to play Scottish Prem football next year and everything.
Yeah, like after the game, like the boys in the change room were just like everybody's throwing their waters or whatever, and it was sick. So.
Damn. So then you come back. You're here for 3 days, and you probably knew before. But we got the news a couple days ago that you were getting your second call up to the Canadian national team.
Yeah.
Just off of escaping relegation for Ross County. You have, it's the Nations League semifinal, Panama, in Vegas. Yeah. And then if you win that,
Mexico.
The winner of the States and Mexico.
Yeah.
And you went, and when did you go last? You went. This is March. Your second camp. You went in March. Tell us about being in, like going from obviously good springboard in Cabs this time last year to now being in the same dressing room and training camp as the big boys, Alfonso Davies, Tejan Buchanan, Stephen Estacio, all those players who were just off a World Cup. It's mad.
Yeah, like I think the first day I got there, not everybody was there, so I was there early, so. I was nervous. Like I'm meeting all these guys. Like of course they're the same players as me. Like we're all footballers.
Yeah, and obviously Sam. QB from Calgary. Was Zats in that camp?
Zats was there. Yeah.
Okay.
Zats,
okay.
Sam.
So shout out Sam and Dom from Calgary as well.
Yeah.
Scott Kennedy from Calgary as well.
Yeah,
okay.
There.
Okay. So three other Calgarians.
Yeah, so, I knew some boys there, so it wasn't hard to like integrate or whatever. But like seeing those players like me a year ago, I'm like. If I was to say I'm going to be in the national team, impossible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like seeing those players and their level in training, everything like that, like, it was crazy. It was surreal, honestly.
How was the standard compared to being at Ross County? Obviously, because the Scottish Prem is a great standard.
Nah, it's good.
But playing with players, obviously, I'll use Fonzie as an example, like Champions League winner at Bayern Munich, like seeing a player up close of that standard.
It's more like, I wouldn't even say the training is very like, it's intense, but I would say Ross County is more intense in training, but it's just their individual qualities, like their moments they have, and you're like, it's crazy.
Those details, huh?
It's like nobody makes mistakes really, and it's more like training is more, I think they like take it easier, but like in the game, like that's where you see the the level is different. Yeah.
They're managing their energy, but with like good technical proficiency.
Exactly.
That's the difference, huh?
Exactly,
That's why I keep telling you one-up players. Technical proficiency. That is the difference,
the most important,
right?
It's the most important.
Sure.
If you can have those little details, those player habits under tight spaces, fast, quick, getting pressed, and you can deal with that. That's the difference between being a tier 2 Calgarian player and a tier 1 Calgarian player. Honestly, being in the top of your league to going to Whitecaps, going to Ross County, like it's those little like 1-2% technical even details,
like, For me, like watching the midfielders, the thing like that I seen like that the thing that I seen the most was how they receive the ball on the back foot, just like the space they create for themselves in like those 1 or 2 like little areas. I'm like, it's crazy, like how they think about it in that moment, So they just create they create space for themselves so well, and it's mad. Like for me, like I'm not even thinking about like how they do it. Like in the game, I'm like, just impossible I could do that. Like, obviously I'm trying, but nah, it's crazy.
What I'm noticing even now in my coaching career, another big difference is the competitiveness in the players. We were speaking actually, so I was training Teo last night actually. So Teo comes to 1UP as a player with some boys from his team from Southwest. And we were working on, it was a 1v1, it's 1v1 defending week.
Okay.
The technique and how they were defending, how they're closing and forcing to a certain side was good, but it had no bite, huh? And there was like mad tackles, but nobody was saying anything. And that's something that bugs me as a coach. It's like in other countries in training, if you see a good tackle or like a top ends finish, everyone will like big you up. But also you have to like you get that. But then if you make a mistake, they'll be harder on you, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about with like with Teo's group last night, where the difference between like I brought you and Bims up because we obviously we were training Big Bro and Bims over the last week, and I don't even think at one point it was a competition and they were like competing against each other, and they were like in each other's face, like not like trying to scrap, but like they were like on each other. So Teo, I think that's something where I want you to come in and just like speak about maybe you being as a youth player here in Calgary, but then going and seeing you have, training experience in Spain and just off a big trip, like the difference in like training habits and like competitiveness.
Yeah, like I said last time when I was in Europe, the mentality in the training is so much different. And in Spain, like how you said it yesterday, there was so many good tackles, even good like dribbling, good skills with step overs, and it was silent. Just everybody watching the ball, watching our teammates. And in Spain, if somebody made a like really good tackle, everybody would like yell, like hype him up. And you could see like the smile on the teammates' face because they know that their teammates enjoy playing with them, and it like just shows so much more. And it's the mentality. It definitely helps with the player co-op a lot more. And
that's the difference, It's just like it's like live or die, and I think it's getting there here. Honestly, I think it is, and I think it helps when obviously players in Spain, they can see it's like, oh, like my uncle or my dad or my cousin's dad or whatever went and played. Like there's a proper pathway. I think it helps. So I think for Canadians now, they can see it. Like with what you two were doing is like so inspiring for the youth here, because obviously Vic with yourself, CNS. Foothills, Calvary, Ross County. Like that's for someone like Teo, that's like a direct pathway. It's like, hey, well now if you can do it, why not me?
Exactly.
When I was your age, it was like there was no in between. I went straight from playing on local pitches here to like trying to make my way into Schalke's first team. There's no sort of like in between. So it's great to see, and obviously really proud of you guys. So we have the camp coming up. When do you leave?
I leave on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your goals with the camp, man? Like, talk to us. Gonna make your debut?
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's my biggest goal, my first goal. I want to just step on the field, I want to make my debut, and then obviously we want to win the tournament as well as like a team goal. But individually, my first goal is I just want to make that camp, make my debut. So.
And then we got South Sudan, which I think is dope, by the way. 2 bros playing with different national teams, leaving in the same week, Canada and South Sudan. Let's not forget, you got Gambia, African Cup of Nation qualifying. Gambia first.
Group stage game,
And then
hopefully Egypt.
That's crazy.
Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Imagine this guy's going to play against Mo Salah.
That's crazy.
Do you guys have a decent chance of qualifying?
Yeah, so we beat Congo our last camp in March. And that was like nobody expected us to go out there and beat them because they were at home, and we scored in like the 97th minute to like one of our players went end to end. That one goal I scored, for Valor, he did the same thing and he scored, and he said he got us 3 points, and now it's like we got 6 points with our other 2 in our group. So we just got to beat Gambia, and if we beat Gambia, we just need to draw honestly in the last game to go through, and it'll be like our first time as a country, like qualifying for such a big tournament. So everyone's like super gassed right now, and the boys are just boys are so ready to go. So
and that must bring you a lot of pride, man, because obviously seeing little bro play for Canada in a very, very good time for Canada, but for you playing for your country where like your family's from,
where my family's
kind of a different
100%
sort of pride.
100%. Like 2011, we just got our independence. We're finally a separate country and stuff. So we have country has a lot of history with Civil War and stuff. So I feel like me being part of, this new journey for our football team is going to like just help the youth and stuff where I'm from and everything, and like give inspiration for young kids, young South Sudanese kids. So it's important.
I was going to say the same thing. But you must have so much pride because, like you said in the last one, when you were growing up, there were no South South Sudanese. I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
Players,
Not bad to be fair. This guy, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Players. There were no South Sudanese players to look up to, like
Nah.
footballers, and so just letting kids in South Sudan know that there is a chance if they just keep going.
Yeah.
Like that's really sick, and I think that's really cool.
Is Mo Salah going to be like the top footballer you've ever played against?
Yeah, 100%. I think it will be. Yeah, most of that probably. I think Celtic, a few players on Celtic. Joe Hart, obviously we know Joe Hart is the goalie. McGregor, midfielder, Scotland's captain.
Ball out.
Yeah, he's the best player.
One of the best players
I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't touch him. Like, it's almost just like a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Salah will be the best player.
But Mighty Mo.
I played.
That's
Yeah, Mighty Mo.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to smash his ankle stuff for sure.
Yo,
I'm coming straight in. Yeah.
yo, let's hope
Talk
Mo Salah
Zach,
doesn't
man.
see
Talk
this.
to your boy, man.
I'm going straight in. If I get an opportunity,
The homie Zach now. I know this guy. I can see this guy. He picked up Will last time. Just calms Will down a little bit when Will comes. That's your role. Now we got Tofa too. Just calming the boys down. Yeah.
I think I'm faster than him though. So
I love it. Hey, you said it, Marty.
Competitive.
I
Yeah,
think I'm
competitive.
faster.
Heat, bro.
So what's up while you guys are back? Because like I was speaking to you a little bit, Vic, in the DMs. Like it's difficult being away, and it's not easy coming back for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Especially at someone your age, where like FOMO is real. You're summer
So
out, it's
real.
nice, and like trust me, I've been there. Like I went through some serious homesickness as well. For me, it was like I was I was the most homesick at that age, the first 2 weeks, and then it kind of like died down. But when you come back, there's nothing better, huh?
Yeah.
For real.
Seeing your family and your
Yeah.
friends. So like, what's going on while you guys are here?
We're just trying to see as many friends and family as we can for the 3 days we're here. Obviously, we're gonna enjoy our time here and national team on Saturday. So short turnaround, but just try to see as many people as we can before we go.
I'm touched, man. You didn't ask me to train. What's going on, man?
I haven't trained yet. I've just been doing gym. That's it.
You only got 4 days.
I know.
Next
Yeah.
time, huh? Next time we get you guys together.
For sure. But also, yeah, like I said, I think it's good like when we come back home to like just forget about like football, forget about
Massive.
everything, and just have time with friends and family, and just like
Yeah.
have that reset, have that little switch. Because now when we go back, it's like we're ready to go again.
You got to
So,
enjoy it, man.
literally.
Like, from the outside looking in, we spoke about this on the last pod, I think, Will. Like, for Vic, for you, they see you. It's like, okay, Ross County, playing in the Scottish Prem, avoiding relegation, national team call-up. Obviously, it's what you dreamed of, but it's
Yeah.
not easy.
No.
And it's like, to live in a different country by yourself, like it's tough, and it's not all. There's been so many ups and downs in that.
Yeah.
So just tell us about like how you dealt with that in your first year.
I wouldn't even say there's like a certain thing I do, but I just think about like who I'm doing it for. Obviously, my family, my friends that always support me, right? So that's honestly like if I have no motivation, that's what I think about. That's the first thing I think about, and it's got me through. So no, that's what I think about for me. That's what keeps me pushing. And obviously, when I have these times here, I can finally switch off, you know. And I think it's so important to switch off with football because you can't always think about it. Like, of course, we love it, but you need to switch off to stay,
Yeah.
to
It
stay
drives
sane.
you, drives you
honestly.
crazy sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those sports. It's like, and it's probably with any other professional sports. Like, people don't understand like the downs in it. You know, they think it's just like always up. Like we're having a beautiful time all the time, but like it's hard, man. It's hard to do, but you got to just have a routine, stick to it, and then it pays off at the end of the day.
So we got big camps coming up for both of you. What's up this upcoming year? What we got in store? What are our objectives? What's on the cards?
For me personally, coming into this new year, obviously I wanna play for Canada. I want to play for Canada. I want to make my debut. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. But obviously next year for the Scottish Prem, I want to be a starter again. I want to play as many games as I can, score more goals, assist more goals. But yeah, I just want to play well. Hopefully we do well, finish minimum. I want to do top 6. And obviously with Willie there. So yeah, that's my goals for the year.
Yeah, I think for me, just trying to stay as healthy as I can. Like going through my second knee surgery, it's like, it's tough. But I think for me, just like have a healthy year. Be there all year long and just double-digit goals as a forward, honestly. And then obviously with South Sudan, like want to qualify for AFCON because that would be life-changing for our country and my family. So those are my 2 goals right now.
So different as a striker, man. Hey,
The game is different.
it's like such a weird one because like I rate my game as a midfielder so much on just like proper football. Like, did I get on it?
Yeah.
Like, did I win my tackles? How many times I played forward? You could do all that as a striker and not score.
That's what it
And
is.
You have to
Right?
score.
But
Or
then
you
I'll
have an
score,
idea and you score. It's
I'll
just
score
so
like
different.
a random goal off my back, off my knee, and like it's
And then your
it's so
headlines.
amazing. Yeah.
Does my head in, man. Hey?
Honestly.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So we have Teo beside us. Obviously, as a 12-year-old, local football, loves his football. I don't know. I just feel like it's a good opportunity to speak to him and just give him and like anyone else, like think of our one-up ballers. We're so blessed to be training 7 to 750 players a week. We have a recreational program and a young program, but most of our players are players that want to do something in the sport. And I can really see a shift even since I started in 2019 of players now being like, they're actually looking around and be like, there's actually something for me in football now if I do the right things. So talk to them. What are some things that you think that would be some good advice?
For me, the most important thing, I think, just growing up, looking back at my whole career, I would say, especially at your age, like when I was your age, I just had so much. I just had fun. I never like stressed about the game because I feel like the more you stress about it, you start doubting yourself, you start having negative thoughts and stuff. Just like have fun all the time, smile with your friends, make mistakes. Don't be afraid about making mistakes at all. And just play with a smile on your face. I think that's going to take you really, really far, especially as a young footballer. Don't ever forget to have fun.
And I think for me, when I was playing, the reason I played is because I enjoyed it. I loved it. So I think if you have the passion, your level's going to find you always. If you have passion for it and if you truly love the game, I think your level will always find you. If you want to go professional, I think you can do it if you really love it and you stay committed. Honestly, that's what I would say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with them. I think that's really good advice for especially like even younger kids than me. Just to keep going, keep grinding, even if they're 15, even if they're older than me. Just
because it's mad. It's mad. Like we went and did a school program to kind of give back for 3 days, and it was the first time ever I pulled up to a school and I saw multiple football games, soccer games going on.
Yeah.
I was like, this thing is growing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm telling you, I did a couple of those for Rangers like 4 years ago, and it was like none of that. So obviously, the more immigrants that come, really helps because of how big the game is in other places. But I'm even like players that are local, they can see that there's a pathway. So it's good to see. And I'm happy you guys said that because we had an episode 2, parents versus kids, and I told the people, I was like, my parents never once turned like football into a chore for me. It was always like I just had no pressure, and I always felt like I enjoyed it so much, and that's where I think my improvement came from. And it kind of made me like all on the ball.
Exactly.
And then there was stints in my career where I don't know, I don't want to say I fell out of love with it, but when you have your ups, you're up. When you have your downs, sometimes it becomes a chore.
Yeah.
And then looking back, that's when I had like my worst stints because it did feel like it was just work. When I'm happy and I'm enjoying it, that's when I'm my best. And I like always thank my parents for that. Obviously, because we have lots of parents at the academy.
Yeah.
It has to come from the player. Like whoever forced you guys to go to the pitch.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
It's always us like forcing our parents to take us there and buy us, like
and all that
like
stuff.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So it's really good.
Well, boys, we won't keep you for too long. Because we know you guys don't have too long here. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Twice.
Yeah, that was
twice
a
in
pod.
1 week. That was a pod.
It's a good one. 2 in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sky. So make sure everyone watching to follow these guys in their qualifying and their nations league for Canada and South Sudan. And all of us back here supporting you guys, and we wish you guys all the best. And just mad proud of you guys. So keep grinding and being good role models. Okay.
Always.
Teo.
Well, that was episode 7 with Victor Loturi and Will Akio.
Yes, sir.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day.
Ciao.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Hey.